Good evening and welcome to Unveiled Vibrations. I am your host, TD. All right. All aboard. I'm in the spa tonight. Welcome one, welcome 2, 3, all in the place to be. All right. Today is Wednesday, July 1st, 2026, y'all. We made it to the second half of the year, y'all. Well, tonight I'm just going to drop a few topics of some things that I saw on the internet over the last week. And also tonight we're going to talk about briefly, not a lot, X-Men 97 Season 2 is now available for streaming on Disney Plus. They released the first 3 episodes of the new season, and it is something I want to talk about. Well, without any further ado, let me drop the intro and get this thing started tonight. Hey, y'all, what's happening? Another month has crept on in this year. We are in the 7th month of the year, y'all. Can you believe it? And yours truly's birthday is 14 days away from today. Hallelujah. Man, it is good to see y'all beautiful faces here tonight. I appreciate y'all dropping in and stopping on by. If you have a topic that you wish to discuss, there is a link provided for you in the comments. You can click that link and join me up here live. This is something that I do weekly. Let's have the conversation. Why don't we? Much appreciated. Let's get the formalities out of the way. If you don't know me and this is your first time coming by, my name is TD. I am Unveiled Vibrations. I am also a musician. I play the saxophone. I have 3 lovely singles that's available right now on streaming platforms for your auditory pleasures. I have Groove With Me, my first single, which is the smooth jazz mixture of me playing saxophone over Go Go from Washington, D.C. Second single, Drunk on Love, which is the smooth jazz cover of Rihanna's Drunk on Love from that Talk album. And then I released Get Lifted, which is my rendition of smooth jazz version of John Legend's Let's Get Lifted from his Get Lifted album. Whew. You can find them on all these streaming platforms here. In addition to that, you guys may follow me also on Instagram and TikTok at mrtdmccollum. That's where I live and dwell when I am not here live on YouTube. In addition to that, many times on Saturdays, you can catch me here on YouTube with my wife and my brother-in-law as we come together and do prayer and devotional on Faithful Warrior Ministries at 10 o'clock on Saturday mornings. All right. For the formalities, just know this disclaimer is rolling at the bottom of your viewing screen. Read it if you like. Don't care if you don't. It's there for a reason. Anyways, oh my gosh, what a week it has been. And ladies and gentlemen, there has been such ruckus in the circus of Washington, D.C. when it comes to this Presidente Donald Trumpet. Senor Trumpet has been in his feelings as he has taken many L's dealing with things that he was trying to achieve in his agenda. Recently, one of the most biggest L's that he had was the birthright citizenship failure. The Supreme Court decided against him. Yay. Because otherwise, millions and millions and millions of people here in the United States would fall to the wayside when it comes to their birthright. And the fact that, when you have a child born here in America, they are automatically given citizenship. The real issue is some people feel a certain type of way because they feel like there are certain ethnicities and people that they deem foreigners coming here, having babies so they can stay here permanently because they have to take care of said babies. Having children is the way of life, no matter where you are in the world. This is something that the Bible has deemed us to go forth and be fruitful and multiply. And for a certain group of people in this country, they didn't like that the numbers have teeter-tottered out of their favor. And therefore they were under this impression of a said replacement theory that was proposed many years ago, that at a certain point in time, a certain set of people will become minority as another group will become the majority. And they set a plan in motion to fix that. And of course, one of those plans is to deport them all, deport everybody, and then bring in those that we feel like belong here, that look like us. The craziness and fear that people spread amongst everyone out here. It's nonsense. It's absolutely crazy. And I for one am glad that the power over birthrights is not in the hands of one person. That power is given to the people, controlled by the people, aka Congress, and through legislation. It is governed, not governed by one person, not one branch of our government only. In other news, I would bring up man, so many things has happened and transpired. Like for instance, this guy wants to talk about the Somalians as bad as he does, and you guys granted them asylum to work here, and they worked indeed. And then eventually, you guys had this thing of there's too many now in Minneapolis. And so now because they won't act like us, we want to send them away. And the word this gentleman said specifically, they won't assimilate to our ways. What is so fascinating to me about this is the fact that that sounds so much like a colonizer. And the notion that you must fall in line and become one of us I don't know if anybody out there remember seeing Star Trek back in the day, the Star Trek Next Generation uh, edition of Star Trek. When the Borg would go around the universe and the galaxies and conquer planet after planet and conquering other explorers' spaceships and bringing those people that are on the planets and on those vessels into the collective. They assimilated them by taking over them. And what's fascinating about that concept was the people that were assimilated did not remain themselves. They did not talk like themselves. They didn't look like themselves. They didn't interact with the world as themselves. They were basically puppets. And I feel like this gentleman here, attitude, is real controversial because of his stance on things, and I'll let you guys hear it.
Battle that you and I are engaged in of good versus evil. It's never changed. The battle has been engaged since they left the garden. It has been the same battle, and it just keeps getting more difficult because now our founders, who were Christian, they created a Christian-based nation. And I come from the people.
I'll pause it there. Our founding fathers of the United States were Christians. The problem what I have with that is partial truth. Partial truth. As Protestants, number one, Protestants separated themselves from the Catholic Church for a reason. The pilgrims who came here to the United States were mostly Protestants. Now, there were others that followed the ways of Quaker, but Quaker is more aligned with a lifestyle versus a religion. Kind of like Amish people. Although they practice a belief system that is their religion to them, culturally, when you look at it, it's more a cultural custom that they follow versus an actual religious practice. Now, I'm not knocking anyone that is Amish, anybody that's Quaker. Comparison to Catholicism, there's a difference. And a major difference is mostly lifestyle. Because the Catholic Church lifestyle comes in many different flavors and has evolved several times over the years, the many decades that it has been in existence. And to say the United States of America were Christian, we have to go back to the origin of Christianity. And although Protestants did teach from a Bible, they did not teach from the King James Bible until later, much later. And their approach and beliefs in the teachings from this Bible is why they differ from the Catholic Church. Many instances, they don't hold in high regard these hierarchy of saints and angels and all this stuff. As a Protestant, they don't. They hold reverence for God. They do hold reverence for Jesus. But there's a stark difference. And when they brought their religion here to the Americas, they didn't bring it in the iteration of what it is today. And so what upsets me is when people say United States is and was founded by Christians. It's a partial truth that has been manipulated over time because, frankly, to me, I believe these people are utilizing this set of descriptions for these people as a means and a way to excuse behaviors by them as they condemn other people's behaviors because it differs from theirs, or they're unfamiliar with their customs. There, I said it, customs. Because the customs that America, United States, adopted are not the same as they were when they first arrived here. Nothing is exactly the same. It all had changed based off of the agendas of the people in leadership roles as they began to pursue their will and beliefs and imposing it on everyone. And as people assimilated into it, it spread it. And based off of the success of spreading it, many people believe that is the way. And therefore you have people like this gentleman that will come up to you and start saying these kinds of things.
Republic of Minnesota that has been so mismanaged by criminals. They're criminals. They lie, they cheat, and they steal. And by the way, they let immigrants who come to this country not wanting to assimilate lie, cheat, and steal from them, our money. Guess what? There is nothing racist about calling out a criminal. So when I say that it's time, it's time. I mean, this is what they do in the great state of Minnesota. You know, our culture, that Scandinavian culture. By the way, I better make it clear before I go any farther. Minnesotans, are there any here? Ah, good. Then let me just say, okay, well, born, yeah, you're wearing that hat. You must be from northern Minnesota, the Iron Range. No, probably closer to Iowa. No, I'm going to leave that alone. The reason I bring it up is because I tell people regularly, Minnesota did not create passive-aggressive behavior, but we did perfect it, okay? And I happen to be more on the aggressive side, which doesn't always work in Minnesota, as Ralph will tell you. You know, sometimes Minnesotans are so afraid that you're going to call us a racist, you're going to call us an Islamophobe, you're going to call us some name that we just don't want to get into that fight. You know what? I would argue that I never did care, but I am done being careful, even the least bit careful. And I don't really care where you come from. But if you come to this great country, you have to understand you're coming here to be an American. We celebrate everyone's culture. We're happy with that, as long as you are an American. Celebrate your culture. I don't care. Italian, Polish, Somali, okay? But they don't assimilate. And if they don't assimilate, then they should go the hell back to where they came from.
And they wonder
why there is such a disconnect with people. To say all of that oh my gosh. One can only wonder, like, the real thoughts and feelings of people in Minnesota, Minneapolis, and surrounding areas. Did you guys hear how he referenced someone that is close to the border of another neighboring state in the United States and prejudicially judged them based off of where they were from? And one can assume, in the video clip, they didn't show the person. One could assume that 9 chances out of 10, the person that identified themselves as being a native Minnesota didn't look like him. There's more division being promulgated through people like him than unity. To him, unity is acting like me, being like me. Not me per se, but him, being like him. The more you assimilate to being American, the more comfortable they feel. Right? And it's just amazing, man, how these people are acting. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Lady Virgo tonight. How you doing? She says, good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday. JoJo Speaks is here. He says, hey, everyone. He also says, please like and subscribe. Oh man, I feel like this guy. Maybe I don't have the full context of the speech that he was giving, but this soundbite is more detrimental to the religious movement of Christianity than he probably even will consider. Even if somebody pointed out to him, hey man, hey brother, do you hear the amount of venom that you're speaking towards them? These people that you're talking about? How is that Christian like? The world may never know. Um, Ladies and gentlemen, my buddy old pal Dustin Butler is here tonight.
Hi, Carmen. How you doing this evening?
Good evening to you, my friend. How
Good
you
evening.
doing?
How is the heat? Everybody hope staying in the cool from the heat because it's very hot here.
Oh my
Very
God.
hot.
This heat is what I call absolutely unbearable.
I can't stand the heat, to be honest.
And look, I tell everybody, stay hydrated, stay inside as much as you can. Cause the heat outside this door is unreal.
That's why I got Tyrone C.
Hey, ice cold Coke, man.
Actually, it's hot.
It's hot. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You gotta have a cold Coke, man. Not a hot one. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. That's oh man. Well, at least your thirst is quenched with it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. It's been a great week away from you guys as well. The most unfortunate part of this last week for me was the loss of a dear close friend of mine, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that.
He was my brother, man. Like brother from another mother, but yet still my brother. We marched in band in college together. Um, Went on several band trips. We started marching 85.com together as far as HBCU band videographer group, and traveled all over the Southeast together. And he was my best man, one of my best men in my wedding. I I love that dude, man, and
Sorry.
it was devastating to hear him pass away. Like we were literally just talking to him the night before he passed on our Discord chat, and man, him talking about him finishing up his degree program in school and everything, like and the kids and all, man, like he was also talking about performing again because he's also a saxophonist as well. And we would often talk about trying to play new songs and everything, man. And it was just yeah, one of the hardest moments for me. We just laid him to rest on Sunday. Was his funeral, and I'm not gonna lie to the people, man. It hurt to say goodbye.
Hmm. It's not
Uh,
easy. Not easy. I'm sorry you had to go through that, though, but it's not easy to get.
look, man, grief is something else too, man, because you don't know exactly how it is going to hit you, and when it does, um, you absolutely need to take the time you need to process. For me, at the funeral, it was a whole different set of feelings that I had versus the very next day after the funeral. Um, I think one of my worst mistakes was trying to go back to life as normal after this funeral. It was very difficult. Um, and that's
I,
something that
I,
I want to tell people, like, take
uh,
your time going back to life. Take your time
mm, mm.
because
Once I lost my aunt. I lost my aunt about 2 years ago. She died from she died from had lung. She had cancer. So
mhm,
I'm still not the same person today. So I'm forever changed, and I know how you feel, Tyrone, because I went through the same thing.
mhm,
I lost my aunt and uncle due to the same thing. She had they had both had stomach cancer. Uh, they died within several months of each other.
right.
Um, it's definitely grief is definitely you don't know when it's going to hit you. You don't know when it's going to hit you, but yeah, I could be here, be okay one day, and the next day I could be a total mess.
Yeah.
I could be falling apart the next day. Um, but it took me a while to realize that there's going to be a new normal. I'm not going to say normal, but I call it a new normal because they're no longer here. Um,
Yeah.
so as you're used to it within being here, um, it's going to take a while, Tyrone, to get used to normal or not having him here. But I definitely do understand where you're coming from that situation because I went through it twice.
Right.
You know, twice I went through it twice within several months of each other. Being honest, she died in January. He died in October. So
Oh wow.
I had it was back to back to back. So it's
Yeah.
it's not easy. I will give you that. It's not easy to go through grief.
Yeah.
One day you can be okay. One day the next you can be not okay. But, that's just how you process it. I don't like to say the word normal because it's not normal to not have them here. But I like to say new normal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
New normal, but because it's the new normal. Not you gotta get used to not having him right by your side. And it's interesting because I just spoke to this about on Monday on my show on Jonathan speaks on Monday because I said that we can be here one day and go on the next time around.
Yeah.
We're not we are
Yeah.
we are not we are not today tomorrow is not promised
Right. Right.
for anybody. So I would like to take the time that we have now and cherish the time that we have you and I together, Tyrone, because you know, my, my health is not the best. My health is I'm struggling with depression right now. I'm struggling with my scoliosis, my hip dysplasia, and my
Hmm.
cerebral palsy. So, you know, our days are not our days are numbered on this earth. Tyrone.
Absolutely, they
As
are.
much as I don't like to say that word, but it's the truth. And yeah, it's not our days are not promised to live another day. We're not promised to be here tomorrow. But what I try to do is to be here in the moment.
Mm.
I'm just glad to be here with you tonight. I'm glad to be here so I can support you through this time, Tyler.
Appreciate that, man.
I hope so that I hope you feel um, hope you get to feeling better, Tyron. You got my phone. You got my way to contact me if you need me to. I'm going to
Yes,
be here.
sir.
I'm going to be here to support Tyron as well as he needs me, so he can contact me any time of the day. I do not care what time of the day it is, but he can contact me to speak about some things if he needs to. And yeah, you're not alone, Tyron. I'm right here with you. So I've been through this. I've been through a lot of the same things that you're going through right now.
Yeah,
How it feels.
yeah.
Not easy.
It wasn't easy because this was the second death
Hmm.
that I had in 30 days. This the same month. Earlier in the month of June, I had my uncle.
Yeah, you told me about that. Hmm.
He passed at the end of May, and then I have this to happen near the end of June. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
Hmm. Yeah, well, I hope
I
that.
didn't have any of this on my bingo card for 2026. Is something I've said out loud.
Uh,
And everybody, if you gave me a newsletter at the top of this year and said this was going to happen, I wouldn't have believed it
hmm.
because, yeah,
Hmm. Well, is it something that and was it something to be unexpected, or was it? Um,
no, this, my best friend's death was unexpected.
okay.
Um,
I'm sorry to hear about that, but
yeah,
I'm definitely here to support you wholeheartedly. You know,
appreciate that, man.
although I love you very much, and I
Appreciate
don't care what time of the day it is. You can ask,
that.
I can even give you my phone number if you need me to. Um, you know, I can. You can always reach me, call me on the Discord or something, but you can always reach out to me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but you know, I do love you. I love you, Tyrone, very much, and it's definitely not easy. I had a very for last night, for instance. So I was on TikTok live with one of my friends, and let's just say I had a very painful day yesterday. I had a very bad back spasm.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I had a very bad back spasm on live yesterday, and I
Mm,
was on TikTok live, and she seen me because I've never felt as much as I felt yesterday. Uh,
mm.
I actually jump. Actually, when I get so much pain, I feel like I'm jumping. You know, I feel like I'm jumping out of my chair. So
Yikes.
I had a terrible back spasm last night, and unfortunately, she seen it. You know, she asked me if I was okay, which I was. You know, but it's not no, it's not pleasing. It's not easy to go through that, especially when you're in the middle of doing something. But you know, I can't control that. Well, I can't control that when that happens. But she was very she was very loving and supporting in the situation. I,
Mhm.
you know, it's not easy to constantly have. You never know when you're going to have a back spasm. You never know when you're going to when something's going to misfire or something's going to happen. You know, and but yeah, I just push forward. You know, it's not easy to push forward, but you got to push forward. But yeah, that's just happened. It happened to me last night. So hmm you know, today I kind of today I woke up today and my left arm was kind of numb. So
Oh no.
it was kind of numb this morning. So and it's still kind of like tingly today, but it's a little bit better. But today it was noon. Like when I got up today, it was noon. So,
Oh man.
yeah. So, but right now it's like tingly, like like kind of like a tingly feeling. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've had that sensation that happened to me. Um, probably I would say like over the last few years, I've gotten better.
right.
As especially as I've been going through this weight loss journey. Um,
Mm-hmm.
last 2 years, but before that, I would have that tingling sensation in my fingers in the morning and um, numbness in my arm in the morning sometimes as well. And a lot of it, I believe, it has gone away now that I've been on CPAP
Right.
um, because um, according to the doctors, man, I wasn't breathing and getting enough oxygen at night while I was sleeping. Um,
So you have sleep apnea.
yeah, yeah, severe sleep apnea. Like I was told um, I would stop breathing like over 30 times in the hour,
Wow.
and I was like, oh no. um, at first, I didn't really feel the difference of the CPAP, but now that I've been on it for a year, I certainly do feel the difference, especially after having a couple nights without it
Mm-hmm.
being on
Well, see,
versus it being
I
on.
tell you
It's
right
like,
now,
whoa,
I'll be honest with you, Tyrone. That's be honest with anybody that's on this live. Um, I will. I'm lucky, Tyrone, as of right now. I'm lucky to get 3 hours of sleep because
oh
of the
man,
because of the
all the pain. Yeah.
because of the pain. Yeah, it's just like that, And some days are better than some nights are better than others.
Mhm.
But mine here recently has been actually more intense than usual. But
Right.
I just try to push through it. But sometimes I'm lucky to get 3 hours of sleep because I didn't.
My
Sometimes I just
gosh.
sit here, even though I'm late, I'll be able to sit there and lay there. And then sometimes I feel like I'm being juked. I sometimes feel like it's going right through me. It's like waking me up. To be honest. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Wow. Miss Kim is here, y'all.
Right.
She says, "Hey everyone, Tyrone. I forgot you're an hour ahead of me. I was waiting until 8:30 my time. No worries.
Yeah,
I
I was waiting
I've
till
been
8:30 and it was already
holding the
lunch.
line. Actually, I've been holding the line a little bit longer, as far as actually starting the dialogue when it comes on nowadays.
Right.
Because yeah, 8:30 is a fun spot to start at, but not everybody gets the notifications right away. And then she says, also, I'm sorry to hear for your loss of your friend. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
Appreciate that. Auntie Robin is here. She says, hello, everyone. And then Miss Kim says, one day I was watching a comedian on YouTube and I was literally laughing out loud. And suddenly I burst into tears thinking about my uncle. I miss him so much. Yep. I totally understand that, Miss Kim. Um, I remember us talking about your uncle together, and man, he sounded like he was an amazing, amazing guy to be around with. Um, my best friend, when I tell you, God, this guy is. a gentle giant. He is 6'7". I'm 6'3".
Yeah.
He's way taller than me. He was 6'7",
Yeah.
uh, almost 400 pounds at one time, but he lost a lot of weight uh, over the last about a year and a half, and was doing great, man. And when you see him, you would think he would sound like Barry White. He actually kind of looked like Barry White with dreadlocks. By the way, big old beard and everything like Barry White. And then when he came in the room, man, you'll see him. You were like, oh my god. We're like, hey man, what's up, man? Real nice, mellow, very happy, and will cut jokes that will have your sides hurting for hours, man. That's the kind of guy my homeboy was, man. And yeah, I miss our Discord chat popping off with us going back and forth and laughing and joking about stuff, man. Uh Miss Kim also says she's praying for you, Destin.
Thank you.
And Miss Kim also says uh he was a real sweetheart. Loved to laugh and wouldn't hurt a fly. Yeah. Same thing with my homeboy, man. Like sweetest pie, man. Like I said, a gentle giant. And man, I miss my dog. I miss my homie. Ladies and gentlemen, Lady Virgo is back. She says, hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Lady Virgo. Glad you're here. I wanted to bring up this next video. It this I've been disturbed over the last couple of months since New York elected this new mayor, Mayor Madani.
Maradona, yeah.
This guy has gotten so much hate from Fox News and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and I just can't understand why.
Because
Outside of,
can I oh
go
sorry.
ahead, man.
Okay. Can I say? Okay, I'll go ahead.
Go ahead and tell me, man,
My, my, my,
why?
my opinion is they don't like people that that actually do their job. They want people.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
want people to kiss their you know what. I won't say the word, but they want people to kiss you know what, and they don't kiss you know what. They don't want nothing to do with you. And he's done a great job for the people of New York so far, and I hope that he keeps doing what he's doing because if you know what I mean, Tyrone, when I say that word, I won't say it for YouTube purposes. Maybe I'll say it for maybe I'll save it for backstage, Tyrone. But I don't. I, I just don't think that people realize what he's actually done for the state of New York. He's actually put the place of New York in a better place, in my opinion. But for people that work at Fox News, I think you need to do a better job, and I think that you need to do think think about have your freedom, as what they want to say about these people. Yes, I know you have upper bosses that you have to answer to, but that doesn't mean you have to sit there and drag this person. News Nation. That's why I love News Nation
hmm
because
hmm
News Nation does tells you the truth, no matter what they have to get. the way it happens. Yes, I do agree that some of the changes that News Nation went through it at the beginning of the year, they got rid of Ashley Banfield. I didn't agree with that,
Right.
but I still support News Nation as a whole because they can tell that they can say what they need, what they want to say, and they're not being controlled by the upper people
Right.
at
Right.
a certain level. They can say what they want to say. It's their show. They can have whoever they want on the show. Um, but it's like I hope the people at Fox News and the upper people at Fox News realize what they're doing to their people and what kind of situation they're putting their people in. Because I'm afraid I don't have any issues with Fox News, um, but I don't agree with what this situation with this Mayor Madani is. Because every time they sit there and they talk about Mayor Madani, it's nothing but bad. They try to make it worse than what it actually is. But I see the good and the bad, Tyrone. You have two different sides of people. You have two different sides of you control of certain people. You can have the good and the bad, just like we all have that. But if you have more good, then why do you concentrate on the bad so much? If you concentrate on the bad so much, and why you do it that way? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Man, what is killing me is as the video clip I'm showing is rolling in the background here. You see this guy outside with the people,
Yeah, he supports
smiling,
he supports the people, and they don't
got
like
the
that.
people smiling, bringing joy and laughter.
Right.
And I think the biggest problem that I keep hearing
Hmm.
about him from them is the fact that he is Muslim.
Yes. Another thing, and when we get to it, Tyrone, and when we get to it, I do have an update on the Savannah Guthrie case, on the
I'm getting
Nancy
there.
Nancy Guthrie case.
I'm
I do have
walking
an
there.
update. Mm-hmm.
I'm walking that way too, man. Because
Right.
I caught wind of some of that news the last 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, it's quite interesting what's been going on with that case.
Right.
Miss Kiff says Mayor Madani is actually helping the people who need it the most.
So thank you. Thank
That's
you.
why Fox News is disrespecting him. Oh man. She also said Mayor Madani likes to enjoy himself and he's not trying to be above New Yorkers. He's one of them. One of them.
Thank you, Miss Kim. Appreciate you.
Yes, Miss
Glad,
Kim.
I'm glad you see the the good in Marilyn Downey because I see a lot of good. I see a lot of evil. He's helped a lot of evil in the short amount of time that he's been in office.
Right.
He
The
got in office. He got in office in January.
January. And look at the
January.
stuff that he was able to do in such a
Jan,
short amount of time, man.
January of 2026 to be exact.
And it's
And
like,
this is only this is July. I'm sorry, if I said June, but this is July. Um,
yeah.
but
Well, it's freshly.
Yeah,
It's
this is only the first day of July. So sorry about that, Tyrone. I said June, but that's okay.
no, it's
Uh,
okay. Because
but, but
I would call July the 1st, June 31st in a
right.
heartbeat.
Hmm.
Like, wait a minute, no, it's only 30 days in June.
Yes. Yes, I do. I do see the I do see the good in there, Benoni. But there's a lot of people that want to try to talk him down. But I hope that this means a very good change is coming for the rest of the people in November. I
Right,
hope that I hope that
right.
uh, I hope the D's get in office again. Just call them the D's. I won't say that. I don't know if I can say the word on here, Tyron. A lot of people get heated when you say the word Democrats, but I know. I
You
think
can
that
say Democrats, the
yeah,
Dems.
yeah. I said the Democrats, but I hope that there's going to be a lot of changes come November. Um, because I think that if there won't be any changes, I think that if he keeps going on the way he's going, as well as Donald Trump, the 47, I think it's only going to get worse and worse. And
Right.
how much more can we physically take?
And and
I know I physically can't take much more myself, and I'm pretty sure Tyrone is in the same boat. If
absolutely.
if you're not, I hope you are, but if you're not, you can correct me. I mean, I think
No,
I think I
it's
think
a
that we
lot of turmoil that's going on right now. Like
right,
Miss Kim brings up a good point. Mayor Madani passing the rent control bill in New York was major.
right,
A lot of people don't think about it because it's a necessity. We got to have somewhere to live.
right.
But a lot of people don't realize since 2021, everybody's rent has gone up more than 25% from what it was
Yeah. Thank you.
before the pandemic.
Mhm.
And why? Why? Why did it go up? Inflation. Why did we get inflation? Because of the pandemic.
Thank
Who is responsible for the pandemic
President Forty
turning the way it did?
President 47. Mhm.
I'm not going to say his name right now in this show, but we all know who he was, and it wasn't Joe Biden, and it wasn't Barack Obama,
What is
and it
called
wasn't Hillary Clinton.
mm,
It was none of the Democrats. I don't care what you say.
uh,
The reality is, those jokers over there been messing up this nation for a long time whenever they get in office.
uh, it sure they are.
Yeah, there are some things that Democrats do that we all don't like. But doggone it, they change things for the better
Let's take
more than they make them worse. Any day they're in office.
mm-hmm.
What can you say about that?
You can't say nothing because it's true.
And these guys are like he throwing the religion thing in there and then saying that he's the most corrupt mayor of, of New York history because what? He's
Uh,
not taking bribes from people? Huh? He's getting stuff done and getting it done swiftly. Number one, and getting it done within the time frame that he said he was going to get it done. Number two,
because he's actually doing his job instead of talking to
it
crazy
it
people. Mhm.
it, it baffles me that on one hand you have somebody that is leading this nation that is not doing the things that they said they were going to do that benefit the people, but you're wanting to give them high praises. But
Right.
then this person comes along and does the things that benefit the people, and you want to condemn them. The hypocrisy there. absolutely bonkers, the hypocrisy that is there. And I just be like, what more do you want from these
Right.
people, man? Oh my gosh. Now what I am happy about is the uh the affairs of the United States are starting to fall in
In place.
line like they need to. The restrictions of the presidential power when it comes to war is falling down, which it needs to.
Well, that needed to happen a long time ago.
It needed to happen back in January
Right.
when it happened,
Mhm.
not June, July.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to say this time around. I'm pretty sure you probably already heard on the news, but I'm going to sit here and I'm going to confirm it. It affected Apple heavily.
Hmm.
Affected the chip making,
Yep.
and because of that, they just had to raise their pricing because Tim Cook. I mean, the Apple as a whole, they were they were they were taking on the extra pay because of the chip making. Well,
Hmm.
unfortunately, they had to raise their prices last week
Oh
because
yeah.
they cannot continue to pay them higher prices. So now we have to pay the higher prices, and that's only because of one reason. 47 made it to where it's no longer feasible for them to pay their prices on their own. So now we have to pay higher prices because of the chip making, because of the stuff that goes inside the computer. And I blame for one person for because of that. I blame 47 because of it because he's the one that did this. He's the one that did this, and you can't tell me anything differently because I'm on the board and I had to have that meeting with uh, with Tim Cook and also the incoming CEO John Turnus. And I did not want to have that meeting, but we had to as a company because we cannot continue to have them higher. We cannot continue. Apple cannot continue to pay them higher prices because we were trying to pay them higher prices ourselves, so we didn't have to.
Hmm.
We
Pass it on to the consumer. Yeah.
yes, fax it onto the consumer. So now we are being forced to fax it onto the consumer, and a lot of people are not happy about that. But I'm sorry, people. As a person that's on the board, we cannot physically continue to do to as a whole entire company. We cannot physically them prices. We have to factor onto you guys, and I'm sorry to say that, but they come out on the news, and it's affecting our bottom line of our whole entire company. I'm sorry, that's the way it is, and hopefully we can get that resolved here pretty soon. We're trying to
Look,
get it resolved, but
people don't understand that's what happens.
right,
Like it's a part of the supply chain
yes, it's a
of
supply chain.
events.
It's a supply chain. Well, it's a supply chain issue because they have to make the chips, and it takes more money for them to make the chips and the processing inside the computer in order for the computer to process everything that we do. Um, a lot of it's AI based.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The AI there's an AI chip inside the processor, so the the high price is um, not on the companies. We did not want to raise it. That's why we waited so long. That's why we had to pay higher pricing. The company paid higher pricing because, believe me, I know because we've been doing this for several months. We've been doing this ever since January of 2020. ever since January of 2025, we have been we have been paying the higher prices. It's got to the point this last week to where we had to make the final decision. Are we going to continue to pay the higher prices? Or are we going to have to pass it on to the consumers? And I'm sorry to have to say we had to pass it on to, but there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that's not happy with Apple. And to be honest with you, I don't understand why they're not happy because it's just got to the point to where we can't continue on like this.
It,
There's
it's basically because they don't understand how things work. Like if people broke it down to them in a way that it's easily digested, like making a cupcake. If the elements of making a cupcake, like the flour, the eggs, the butter, the milk, when you put all that stuff together, there's a cost factor into making that cupcake.
right
We're not even talking about the skill set yet. We're just talking about the
making it.
materials just to make it. We're not talking about the amount of time it take. We're not talking about the portions. We're just talking about the ingredients itself. The
Right.
cost of getting
Yes.
a bag of flour went up from $3.99 to $5.99. That $2 difference can cripple a company.
Right.
And now either they're going to have to find a new supplier for that flour or they're going to have to
Raise prices.
raise the price. Which one would they rather do? Because here's the other caveat in that. Say their normal supplier price was $3.99 and now it's $5.99, but the new supplier charges $7.99.
Mm-hmm.
Are
Okay.
you gonna stay where you at $5.99 or are you gonna move up to $7.99?
Mm-hmm.
Ideally, everybody's gonna say, I'm stay where I'm at. Yeah.
Right.
Because it's more affordable for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't ask that company to say, hey man, go back to $3.99 for me, buddy old pal. No, it doesn't work that way because they have a cost themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The corn that it takes to make that stuff, man, the wheat that it takes to make that stuff, man. Like, guess what? That costs them. It costs them to have that stuff shipped into their
The
manufacturer
warehouse.
warehouse. It costs them to bring in the manpower to break that stuff down to make it packageable for somebody to purchase it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well,
there's a chain of events here that a lot of people are not understanding that
and I also want to add, Tyrone. Apple is a company that makes their stuff as you order it. They don't have.
is
They
a
don't keep.
reason why they do that too.
They don't keep a whole lot of a backlog, and they know the reason why is because they don't want to have a lot of backlog because by the time they if they keep a lot of backlog, a new device is always coming out.
Yep.
So if they have a new device coming out, they have to get rid of the old devices in order to make room in order to make room in the
And
warehouses.
that is
Like my
innovation.
like my computer is is the very latest one. Um, but yes, my computer was a made-to-order computer. They did not have my computer already pre-made. There's a reason for that, you know. But that's just my point. I see a lot of the insides and outs of a lot of companies. That's not Apple.
Yeah.
I mean, of a lot of companies, I see the ins and outs of it every day, and you guys would be really shocked about what I see. Shocked as a whole. but I don't think Tyrone, I don't think anybody on this uh, on this internet actually realizes what I see. I think maybe Tyrone understands it because he understands technology from a
Yeah.
whole.
I've
But
been an investor in technology. I've worked with technology for many years, especially Apple and Windows.
yeah,
Um,
Windows, I can't stand Windows. Windows is very that they're very overloaded. They have a lot of older systems, a
mhm,
lot of backlog. Um, Even in their systems now, Taiwan, they're very slow.
right.
I don't like Windows, and that's just my opinion. But see, I can't handle Windows. Um, but see, I just don't think um, the regular people like the like the regular everyday people
Right.
um, quite understand it. And when Apple updated their website on see they updated their website last week. They on last Tuesday is when they changed the pricing. And when last Tuesday came around, I can't remember the date last Tuesday was, but it was last Tuesday. And they changed their website. A lot of people were mad because
Uh,
I was getting phone calls.
23rd, yeah.
I was getting phone calls and complaints about it. And I told them, I said, if you wanna pay the higher prices that we have been paying, I said, go ahead. But if you don't like it, then you can shop some put that. And it wasn't just Apple. It was everybody.
Everyone.
Everyone had to Samsung,
Mhm.
Microsoft. So if you didn't like it, go someplace else. But I'm gonna tell you, the other companies did the same thing. And that's good luck with that. Because yeah, good luck with that.
One of one of the biggest concerns that I know a lot of consumers that are aware of things was if Apple increases its price on things, Microsoft feels obligated that they have to increase their price to remain competitive.
Right.
And it becomes this price war.
It comes up. Yeah.
Is one of the fears that has been placed out there.
Sure.
It some of it can be kind of, real to a certain extent, but other areas of it is simply like this. If your supplier is Nvidia or AMD,
Yeah, we got AMD.
you know what I'm
Apple
saying? Like if they increase their price, you have to increase your price,
Apple has Apple
you
Apple
know?
Apple has AMD as making So,
And uh, part of me at first was upset they parted ways with Intel, but then I understood why they had to because the cost of Intel
it's going way
components,
up.
like the price went sky high out of nowhere. And it was because Intel was like, well, hey, it's costing us more to get these materials to make the chips. We got to go further into the mines now because the materials that we're using is in short supply right now. So guess what?
Well,
We're gonna have
we're
to
not,
increase the
we're not,
price because it's
we're not in short
the
supply.
volume.
We just have to increase our prices because of the economy.
And
Mm,
that becomes the reason why the economy fluctuates the way it is because if the supply of tungsten
mm,
dwindles down to a lower amount than it has ever been in the last 10 years,
mm.
you know what I'm saying? Like if the tungsten miners are not able to find enough tungsten to give out to everybody to utilize it as a piece of the cell phone.
Mm.
for like
Well, and there's
the antenna for your cell phone reception. Like, guess what's going to happen? The cost of tungsten is going to go up,
yeah.
so they can lower the amount of demand. If it's cheap, everybody's going to want tons of it.
And I'll tell you right now, I've already been notified from Verizon that their prices are going up.
Everybody's price is going up,
The prices are going up because of the same situation.
and in fact,
Mhm.
this is a little known fact
Right.
that this administration here in the United States does not want people to know is inflation is on the rise, because
But they said, but
it's
they say they,
happening on their watch and they don't want to be blamed for it. Therefore, they've been pointing the finger at the previous administration as the reason why it's gone up.
but then they
Not,
said they say they have it under control, but they really don't.
they don't have it under control because of the things that they did when you started playing around with the tariffs. You started the ball rolling with hyperinflation.
Mhm.
When you shut down the Strait of Hormuz, being one of the biggest roads of transportation of supplies coming from over in the Middle East, you're messing up a lot of things.
Yeah.
And having those two things happen back to back for months.
Yep.
We're not talking about 30 days. We're not talking about 60 days. We're not talking about 120 days. We're talking about a lot of days, 6 months of this. And you're like, inflation will be fine. It'll just go up a little bit. No, it's progressing. And here's the thing about snowballs. Yeah, it looks small at the top of the hill. But as that joker keep rolling down towards you, it gets bigger and bigger.
Right.
And it will consume you. America has a problem.
Yep.
And honestly, the problem is greed.
Greedy.
That's the source of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's greed.
Sure.
It's not all the Americans are over consuming. No, it's greed. Y'all know that Americans consume a lot. Therefore, you're going to increase the cost on Americans to try and beef up your profits.
Well,
And then you're battling against each other for to see who can make the most money now.
Sure.
And who is suffering from it? It's not the rich, it's the poor people. When items become out of reach for them to purchase, you're going to have a bigger problem on your hands. And what made me laugh, and I talked about this in a week ago
right.
when it
I
came
think
to
it was last.
healthcare,
I think
the
it was
cost
last.
of healthcare. They say take out a loan.
Yeah. But my question is after that time, and my question is if I can ask a question,
Yeah.
how are you supposed to pay the loan back? Because um,
How?
if it affects the poor like it does, I'm not
How?
I'm not I'm not rich. I don't think anybody is on this panel.
How do you pay it back?
How do you pay it
And
back? Mhm.
that becomes the psychosis that they want us entrapped in, this
Right.
constant rat race of not paying off debts, because when you are able to pay off debts, you're free.
Sure.
And this indentured servitude
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle that they're trying to hold us in. Well, you need a car. Take out this.
Take
It
up this
it
loan.
it scared the living daylights out of me when somebody offered the option of a 10-year finance loan for a car.
Sure.
10 years to pay off a car. Well, your payments will be really low.
Yeah, for the first year, but then after the first year, they tax on interest.
If I'm paying you $200 a month for 10 years on a $20,000 car,
Mm-hmm.
I am indebted to you for 10 years. Unless I can pay it off sooner.
Right.
And what people don't understand is they want to add interest on it. It's not just the principal. They're adding interest onto that for 10 years.
Yeah, but
And
see,
it's not a fixed interest rate. What they were talking about doing was having this market value interest rate that will fluctuate year to year throughout the 10 years. And I was like, wait. So 1 year I'm paying 5% interest. The next year I'm paying 8.9. The next year I'm paying 7.2. The next year I'm paying what?
yeah, too much.
That's too much.
Yeah.
The fact y'all bonkers enough to give us 6 years to pay off a doggone car. 5 years is enough.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It would be nice if things were more affordable and we can pay it off in 3. But society isn't built that way anymore.
Yeah.
And it's a most unfortunate thing that when you go out and want to purchase a car now, the nicer cars are primarily above 25,000.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, ugh, tongue-tied I am. Most cars on average are
Yeah.
about $36,000 for a new car now.
Yeah.
That is like the normal price for a nice car.
Mm-hmm.
Which 10 years ago, 36,000 was like a mid-tier luxury car, not a base model. We're talking about base model cars now that are coming off the manufacturer plants. MSRP 36,000 and above. There's people out here that don't even make 36,000 a year.
Right.
And the people in Congress, they still haven't wrapped their head around that.
Because they don't care to.
Because in their head, Americans make a lot of money. And it's like, no, it's some Americans make a lot of money. Not all of them.
Mm.
I was like, think about the person that only makes $16,000 a year. You'd be like, oh, that's in poverty. That's somebody that's on retirement. What are you talking about? That's somebody that's on disability that only makes $16,000 a year.
Oh yeah, I don't even get.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't understand that wages in this country hasn't gone up more than 20 something years.
Yeah.
Now, although there are companies that did raise their wages, yes. kudos to those companies, but a standard wage is still $7.25.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I worked at Six Flags, sweeping the ground and changing trash can liners for $7.25 in a hot sun for anywhere from 8 to 12 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, you should be grateful for that job, man. You are making money for yourself. You're achieving the American dream. But when you took the taxes out of it, yeah, overall, I might have made what, maybe $600-700 every 2 weeks. But then taxes and everything else came out of it, I walked away with 300.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, hang in there, good guy. Keep up the good fight. You're gonna make it somewhere, someday. Off of $300 every 2 weeks, $600 a month. Are you kidding me? That's only $12,000 a year, roughly, give or take. I don't know. My math might be off.
Mm-hmm.
Don't quote me.
Well, yeah, I understand. But if I can, if I can, I definitely get where everybody's coming from. I get where you're coming from, Tyrone. But then all we can do about this situation is stay creative.
Absolutely.
If I can move on to the next topic, I hope it's
Yeah, man. Let's Nancy
Nancy Guthrie.
Guthrie.
I feel terrible for this family. I feel terrible that this even happened to begin with. We are in the six months. This is the 7th month of the year. But having this latest updates. Okay, first I want to start off with NBC Network. Okay, we've had several meetings over the past several weeks. We are very concerned about Savannah Guthrie. Her mental health has not been the best these past several weeks. So we are NBC is wanting her to take a break.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that she needs to take a longer one, because I think that she needs one, to be honest. And I think that honestly, I think she came back way too soon. But I don't think that this case is going to be resolved anytime soon, Tyrone. And it's sad to say that.
Yep.
In this day and age of technology, I did not think this case would just go on this long. I thought it would already be solved. But it is very sad to say it's not. There is Nancy Guthrie is out there somewhere. I do believe she's no longer with us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I hope that they find her body.
Mm-hmm.
Because the family does need a lot of closure right now. Yes, Savannah Guthrie did break down on today, several days ago, when they had the update about her mother on the Today Show. She did break down. Craig Melvin did cover the story on today, because she physically cannot do it right now. Her mental health is way not there. She's very emotional about it, like I would be too, if I was in the same situation. But my situation is not very good either. But yes, I am very emotional for her and her family. But I do think that this situation, I hope we stay prayed up and I will stay on this situation. But honestly, Tyrone, I don't think this case is going to be resolved anytime soon. I hope I'm wrong, but as we are already in 7 months of the year. Um, this is being this is pretty crazy in my opinion. This is 2026. All the technology that we've had, this is downright crazy. Where's Nancy Guthrie and all the notes that we've had, all of the rants of notes, and apparently there was another ransom note that was released.
Yep.
And I'm going to say that that ransom note I believe is fake. I don't think it's real.
The
Like,
FBI recently said the ransom notes were fake.
right. Mm-hmm.
Now, I know another vlogger out there had mentioned this in passing in their whole conversation about this case, that they're
But
alleging that.
I want to shout out another blogger as well as the one that I
Mhm.
have been watching this case on a lot is and I am thinking about I'm thinking about going on his program in the next few weeks.
Oh, nice.
About this case, and that is the Pascal show.
Right,
And
right.
I love Pascal as a YouTuber. I
Shout out to Pascal, man. He's a
yeah, that's
great,
Pascal.
solid guy, man.
He is very on this case, and he actually he wants some people to go on there. His platform is very good. He's been covering this case from top to bottom, as well as other cases, like the as well as other cases that I will bring to this program in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um,
But shout out to Pascal Levis. I'm thinking about going on this program here pretty soon. We'll talk about this case.
yeah. There are some things
Right.
that about this case that don't add up,
But
and
I agree.
um,
First, I want to say, why would this even happen? Why, why did this even happen? Because why would you take somebody out of their bed? Um, take somebody out of the bed while they're sleeping in the middle of the night. That don't make any sense. And that's the part that don't add up to me. It don't add up.
mhm,
I'm sorry,
mhm,
it don't
mhm.
because um, yes, there's a lot of crazy people out there, a lot of weirdos, but I don't think it just don't add up to me. So that situation there. You can go ahead, Tyron. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
Hmm?
I've I've said some things up here since this whole ordeal had started, and I was speaking from a spiritual side of things of what had been shown to me about this. Um, the the foot traffic and chase that authorities have been doing in the Arizona area. Um, I mentioned it before it came public, uh, which had alarmed me because I was literally considering that I was going crazy, but no, I had to come to terms with that I wasn't going crazy, and to see it come to fruition based off of what I was feeling um, was disturbing to me, and it's still a little haunting because I don't wish any of this on anybody. And I will say like this: I feel there is going to be a big break in this case coming in August.
August. So you think it's going to go through all the
I don't
departments?
feel like it's going to come to a close, but there's going to be a big break in information
Mhm.
being found
So you don't think it's going to happen this month? You think it's going to happen next month?
because I definitely know for sure the FBI
Oh,
had been off the case and back on the case over the last 6 months now.
oh,
And I feel like because of the inaccuracy in information that they've received from tips
mhm.
has stunted the growth of the conclusion of this case
Sure.
so bad that they don't know what they're vetting anymore because everything is showing up to be a lie,
Right.
which I had said this. Like,
Mm.
don't be fooled by the hype of when people come up on their platform or on YouTube saying, there's this break in the case and start pushing and hammering information that it was going to be credible information. I said that back in February. And I was just like, yeah, it ain't happening. Go back to the video where we were talking
Yeah,
about
I seen it. I was here. I was here. I heard it. I heard what you. I
I'm
was here.
talking to the people that's watching on a replay. Go back to
Yeah.
those videos and listen to what I was saying. Like,
Hmm.
I still believe where they took her was a house on a ranch,
Hmm.
and they had her in the kitchen for a while, trying to supply her with whatever they could until they could not do it anymore. And it was because they made the grave mistake of targeting somebody that was so that had
So,
a ton of medications that they required to take,
mhm.
all for this whole game of blackmail and trying to get back at folks for whatever game that they were playing.
Sure.
And the sad part is, like, I felt like for a while she did survive quite a bit longer than they expected, but they just did not know what to do. They just did not know what to do.
So what my question is, and you can answer this to the best of your ability, Terminal. My question is, if that was if that I believe that too, Tyrone, I do. But my question is, why didn't it come to Savannah and give uh, and give her back to the family so she could get her medical help that she really needed?
By the time it got to that point of national exposure, it was too late. It was too late.
Mm.
They the the people that are involved in this, the walls came crumbling down around them so fast
Uh,
that they lost
lost my hope.
all leverage that they potentially had. And I'm just like, well, you did this to yourselves, man. Like, I can't express how haunting some of the images that I see in my head when it comes to Nancy
Mm-hmm.
and what she went through. I can't express it. And
Mm-hmm.
I think the most haunting thing to me was um just seeing them do nothing because they did not know what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit emotional, Tyron. I apologize, but
And for me, that's the part that I weep inside for because
mm,
part of me wishes that all of this is a big hoax, media frenzy to get ratings, and next month they find Nancy alive, malnourished, but alive.
mm,
And they can have her tell the story of her captors just letting her go and somebody, a good Samaritan, recognizing her and rescue her.
mm,
That's what I would like to have happen.
mm. I just want her to be returned. I just want her to be returned to her family.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like all this go away. The the people chop it up as a L. You're not getting the Bitcoin that y'all thought y'all was gonna get because Bitcoin ain't worth what it was once
Yeah.
a few months ago. Thank your buddy old pal Donald Trump for all of that, ladies and gentlemen. How about that?
Mm,
But um on the other side of this, man, like humanity, humanity, man, where are you? Like one of the other cases that I was following this uh the artist David case with him unaliving this young lady. Absolutely heartbreaking that somebody would do such a thing. And from it, all I can say is people are selfish.
you can say that again.
People are greedy and they are selfish.
Uh,
And like we were talking about earlier in this show, this country being a Christian nation, it's kind of hard to believe that when those two things exist. You you kind of can't be greedy and Christian. You can't be selfish and Christian. It
yeah.
doesn't work.
Take time.
It's a major problem, people. And my prayers and thoughts are with the Guthrie family for closure, autonomous closure, like total closure in this.
Mhm.
The hopes are that she's alive and well. The reality points in a different direction. That is absolutely heartbreaking. Did it have to be that way? No, it didn't have to be that way if it wasn't for greed and people being selfish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny, but it's not laughable funny. It irony funny is like at the root of all of it is money.
Yeah. I don't think, if I can say one more thing, Tyrone, before we close out tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think if it wasn't Savannah Guthrie, if it wasn't her mother, to be honest with you, I don't think this story would get this kind of coverage. I don't
No.
think this would have even
Mm-mm.
happened, to be honest with you.
It would have never made a headline.
Yeah.
It would have never been broadcast nationwide. It would have never reached TMZ.
Mm-hmm.
And because of her status, Savannah's status here,
Mm-hmm.
I believe what one of another commentator show had talked about, like the reason why she was being targeted was because of something that she may have said or implied about on the Today Show regarding somebody.
Yeah.
And they were just thinking that, oh, well, it'd just be a quick money grab. Or it wouldn't. This would be an in and out situation. And the situation went bad real quick because they didn't calculate for a lot of stuff to go wrong. But it did. And now they're going to have to live with that and ultimately end up paying the price themselves, either in this lifetime or the next.
Well, I'm not trying to be rude, Tyrone, but I hope they get what they deserve.
And what I mean by the next lifetime is the afterlife.
Right.
Um,
I hope that
yeah.
I hope they get what they got coming to them. And this has been a terrible situation for the Guthrie family.
Yeah.
Ever since it happened, and
Yeah.
I hope they get the closure they deserve.
Yeah.
On that point, on that part tonight, I'm gonna on that part tonight. That's gonna be my closing point right there because I'm getting very emotional tonight.
I know my closing. I have one more video I was going to share with everybody.
You can go ahead, Tyrone. Sorry about that. I'm just very.
You
My emotions are very shocking tonight, so I apologize about that. But you continue on.
Yeah, this video I found to be incredibly informative. This is regarding CERN.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone had ever heard of it, it is the group that had been playing around with the underground black hole over the last 6 years. This past Monday, they decided to finally turn it off. I have an entire explainer video about this gentleman here. He goes by the name of, I forgot what was his name on here. Policy Music posted this recently on TikTok, and I wanted to share this with y'all Your little thoughts, and I'll be out of here.
They're going to reopen CERN 2030. I wonder if something's going to happen. And this is for educational purposes only. Why did they make CERN again? Let me know in the comment section. Do you remember when this happened?
Largest and most complex machine mankind has ever created.
CERN's collider lost control after detecting something inside the ring. On a Tuesday night in the control center, an operator watched his beam tracking display do something it had never done in over a decade of operation. Not a spike, not a drop, but a structure, coherent and repeating, in a place where only noise was supposed to live. He filed one report. The official record describes what followed with a single phrase that has never been publicly explained: unexpected beam behavior. The most powerful particle accelerator in human history then went dark. And the institution that explains the death of stars 4 billion light years away has not told us what it found 17 miles beneath the French-Swiss border. The machine under the mountain. To understand why that silence is so strange, you need to understand what this machine is. 17 miles beneath the French-Swiss border, buried under 100 meters of solid rock, sits the largest and most complex scientific instrument ever built by human beings. The Large Hadron Collider is a circular tunnel 27 kilometers around, lined with 9,600 superconducting magnets, cooled to minus 271 degrees Celsius. That is colder than outer space.
How cold does it actually get?
It's somewhere on the order of negative 450 degrees Fahrenheit.
Negative 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Man, that's cold. It's colder than ice.
Yeah.
Is that colder than outer space?
That's colder than outer space.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
The magnets steer two beams of protons traveling in opposite directions at 99.9999991% of the speed of light. When those beams intersect, the protons collide with energies never before produced in a controlled environment on Earth. The beam itself is about the width of a human hair, steering it around a 27-kilometer ring at near light speed with enough precision to make two hair-width streams collide head-on thousands of times per second, requires thousands of systems operating in perfect coordination every fraction of a second. Here is the catch. The whole reason it exists is to find things that should not be there. The Higgs boson was described for decades before its discovery as a particle the Standard Model required, but no one had ever seen. CERN confirmed it in 2012. The LHC was built specifically to detect objects that physics demanded must exist, even though no instrument had ever touched them. That is the culture of this place. The assumption is that reality contains structures and forces we have not yet had the instruments powerful enough to see. And the job of the machine is to push past the edge of what we know and find what is waiting on the other side. And get this, that means anomalies are not a problem at CERN. Anomalies are the point, which is exactly why the response to this one makes no sense at all. What the beam found. When two proton beams collide at the center of a detector, the collision produces a spray of particles moving outward in all directions. The detector surrounds the collision point like a layered onion and records the path, energy, momentum, and charge of every particle that crosses it. From that raw data, physicists reconstruct what happened, which particles were produced, how much energy was exchanged, whether anything unexpected appeared. The LHC's two main detectors are Atlas and CMS, independently designed, independently calibrated, run by independent teams. The reason you build two separate detectors is precisely this. If both register the same anomaly, you cannot blame the equipment. Now, here is where it gets strange. In the months before the shutdown, data from Run 3, the LHC's current operational phase, running at a record collision energy of 13.6 tera-electron volts, began producing an excess in the dimuon mass spectrum. Two muons produced together in a collision, appearing at an invariant mass that did not correspond to any known particle. A bump at an energy range the Standard Model does not account for. Bumps happen. Most disappear as more data accumulates and statistical noise averages out. The threshold for a confirmed discovery is 5 sigma. A less than 1 in 3.5 million chance the result is random fluctuation. The dimuon excess did not disappear. It grew, but that is not the part that stopped them cold. The signature was not only showing up in...
So they shut.
Look, y'all, the madness that they was working on under there mountain did something to our world. It's not a theory. It's not fear talking. It did something. And they decided to turn it off for the first time. And they said they're going to leave it off for 3 years almost.
Mhm.
Now, what's so funny about this, like literally like a week ago, a little over a week ago, we had this earthquake over in Venezuela.
I've seen that too.
You're like, no. And then there was the volcanoes erupting and everything too, like leading up to this shutdown. To me, that is not coincidence.
Thank you.
And I'll say like this: y'all buckle up, hold on tight, be on the lookout for the strange and weird stuff to transpire now that this thing is turned off.
Yeah.
For me, somebody that is highly intuitive and feel stuff in the atmosphere, things kind of feel already weird.
Right.
Can't quite put my finger on it, but since Monday of this week, things have already felt weird to me. I'm just saying. As Dustin always says, stay prayed up, y'all. Stay prayed up.
Stay prayed up. And we will be here. And we will be here. God willing.
God willing, we will be here
God
next
willing,
Wednesday.
If God willing, we will be here next Wednesday.
And I have 14 days until my birthday.
When is your birthday?
July 15th is a Wednesday too, and I will be here with y'all.
I will be here right next to you by your side.
Celebrating my birthday.
How old will you be, Tyler?
I am getting up there in my rightful age of 43. 43, man. It's hard for me to say it because it's like, am I really that old? Good God. I got to get my life together.
But let me say a couple things. Actually, I will save it for backstage. I'm gonna save it for backstage time because I want to say it backstage because I want it between you and me, but between you and me. So I will save it for backstage. But I will see you guys on next week, and
thank you, Lady Virgo. Dustin, do me a favor. Tell everybody where we can follow you.
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at DustinButler700, and you can follow me on Facebook you can find me on Facebook at Dustin Butler, or you can follow me on TikTok at DustinButler24. Thank you for being here, and we will see you all next week.
Absolutely, and like I reminded everybody earlier in the show, hey, come back here on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We'll be here reading a devotional and doing a prayer on Faithful Warrior Ministries. every Wednesday right here, 8:30. It's Unveiled Vibrations. And we are out of here, people.
We're out here.
Love you.
Love y'all.
Stay safe.
See y'all next week.